take on the role of serving as your probate judge. My core values include fairness, transparency, professional responsibility, and compassion. I am dedicated to upholding these principles in all aspects of my work. Vote for me, Valerie Divas, your trusted probate court judge. Greetings, Douglas County. I am Valerie Vanessa Vai, and I am vying for the position of probate court judge. With over 3 decades of legal experience specializing in both criminal and civil law, I am fully prepared to take on the role of serving as your probate judge. My core values include fairness, transparency, professional responsibility, and compassion. I am dedicated to upholding these principles in all aspects of my work. Vote for me, Valerie Divas, your trusted probate court judge.
On TV 1061.
Self-care is everything.
And self-love is necessary.
To stay stress-free.
I agree.
Thanks for watching Talk Show Divas. Tune in to our next episode on TV 1061.
Hello, welcome back to Talk Show Diva on 1061. It's your host, Unique, and to my left,
Diva Angel. How are y'all doing?
yeah, so let's, how was your weekend?
Weekend went pretty well. Got a lot of things done. Was so happy to show up for here today.
Oh, okay, so yes, we in the middle of spring cleaning, so I had to do a lot of spring cleaning, but it's time to clean up Brian McKnight.
Yes, it is.
I need everybody to go ahead and tag Brian McKnight because we just here to talk. We're not going to jump you. So let me just give you a little background. Brian McKnight was married to Julia McKnight for 13 years. They share 2 sons, and he has a previous daughter. I'm not sure of his wife's name, but he has 3 kids. He's not claiming his kids, nor is he doing anything for them. So he remarried. If you follow him, he's speaking positivity, peace, everything, and about God. So what's happening is the kids he has prior, they're grown, but they're still, need their father's love, advice, and just see what's going on with him. The issue is he basically cut them off, abandoned them. He don't want to deal with them. And he's calling them the product of sin, calling them evil. How you feel about, even though everybody goes through things, there's no perfect family, but how do you feel when, first of all, you're a public figure, people can hear what you're saying about your kids? How would you feel if that was like your dad, or what do you feel about the whole situation?
To be honest, I would feel like he's putting me on blast as far as the world to see. At the end of the day, all parents, we all have our flaws. There's no perfect parent on this earth. But one thing we do have to do is acknowledge our wrong and ask forgiveness from our kids from their point of view or their standpoint. Because young kids nowadays, they go through so much and deal with so much, rather if they're still in school or they graduate high school, they still need a parental parents around.
I do agree. I just feel like because he's a public figure, to me he's coming off as a manipulator. Because you're promoting positivity and peace, and you're being so religious about it, but yeah, you're going about it all the wrong way. Because I feel like they're calling him out about things that allegedly was done when he was, married to the mom. The son's accusing him of basically molesting.
And that's probably why he's trying to cover it up by saying they're a product of sin, being negative towards them, so everybody else can look at them negatively.
Right. But what I found disturbing is even the wife, because that's like you having a man and he's talking negative about his kids. As a woman,
you shouldn't stand for that.
Right, you got some leverage. It's your husband. You could say something, and then the funny thing about it, the ex-wife is not saying anything negative about the situation. She, to me, is doing the most promoting peace.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people get on social media, they smiling and stuff, but it's hiding some hurt. And you want it just to go away instead of like he was speaking, you know, in a spiritual sense, God forgives all, because he's speaking about God is why I'm mentioning it. You're speaking about God, but in the same tongue, you're speaking negative about your children.
You're speaking evil over your kids. But my point of view from the current wife is, why would you allow him to do that to his kids? Because he can turn around and do the same thing to you and your kid. That don't prevent you from getting the same backlash that his previous wife or his previous kids is getting from him.
Right. So let's turn it up a notch. Do you think it has something to do with race? Because his ex is a black woman, and then the new one, I'm not gonna quote her race, but I don't know. I think she kind of look like she's Chinese or white. I'm not sure, but she's not black. Do that have anything to do with it? Do you feel like other races are more submissive?
I think it is. That's why a lot of African American men choose to go outside their race, because for them it's easier.
But do it make it right though?
It don't make it right. Everything that's meant for your good is not going to be easy. And nowadays, our black men have got to the point where they'll rather take the easy road out than going the hard way and doing what you're supposed to do as a man. You just want to take the easy road out and pretty much just live fancy free.
Yes, that sounds nice. But Brian McKnight, you should have used protection, because ain't no easy way. You got these grown kids. Girl, this was getting me so mad. Girl, he got these grown kids, and I feel like if that was my father, because I could bring another father that was in the public eye, Bootsy. Him and his daughter was going back and forth, and she was saying he don't do nothing. With that situation, I just think she's being ungrateful. Because out of one kid, I think he has 10 kids. Out of 10 kids, only one kid complaining.
Yeah.
And he was saying that she was raised by her mom, the same thing Brian McKnight saying, and her mom, you know, probably is negative, but out of 10 kids, you have a whole set of kids that's saying the same thing about you.
Yeah, so it's not just one child saying something, it's all of them.
Right, and then it's like, then on his social media, you can't comment unless it's positive. I don't know, I guess people could set it up like that, where it's like limited comments you can put on social media. I don't know.
I didn't know that neither.
Yeah, because I was trying to read them, but it was saying you going against guidelines, and I really didn't, because I didn't say nothing. I was just like, you know, you're wrong. So I just feel like, I personally feel like social media promotes negativity. They love what's going on.
Yeah.
And I'm happy the ex-wife is not showing her colors, like how we can't take it there.
Because, baby, I would have took it there. I'm not even lying.
About my child, I would. But I'm happy because we do got to get to a point where we just got to sit back and let it roll out, because the truth always going to come to the light.
What's done in the dark comes to the light.
Right. And his oldest son has cancer, so the latest news was the son is reaching out to his dad, just talking. So they grown. The mom is out the picture. He keep blaming the mom, but the mom ain't got nothing to do with it. It's between you and your children now.
Yeah.
And I think the oldest son has cancer. So everybody was asking him in the comment, why are you not involved with your oldest child, knowing that he's going through this? He's saying, well, the mom don't want me around.
But they're grown, so...
He's not taking no accountability. And when we go back to the submissive, I understand men want it easy. Men are easy. Cook, clean, be quiet, you know, have sex, whatever.
Yeah.
But you have to have a backbone, even if it's your husband, your partner, whatever, because if they out here doing wrong and you're not saying nothing,
you upholding the wrongdoing.
Right. I seen so many people went to jail behind it because you know it's wrong, but because you want to keep peace. To me, it's fake peace, and that's what I feel like. You know,
to be honest, that's not even peace at all.
It's not. But because it's peace in his house, his wife is not saying nothing. So that's the person he's living with, so that's his peace. Because he's getting hell in the comments with his kids and everything. But I just feel like I just feel like it's an unfair situation.
It's unfair for them, especially.
And it's public too. It's public, and it's like it's always the black community is always divided, and then they run to another race. I'm not racist. I'm not saying that, but we could bring up Jeezy. Look what you're going through. She's being very malicious about you being a black father, doing this and making up things that you never did. But you have 3 other baby mamas that's black that you didn't marry. So now you want us to feel sorry for you because now you're going through stuff. So I feel like, I'm not saying I'm racist, but what I'm saying is other cultures are more submissive than black women. And I find it that I don't feel like we're protected.
We're not, and one reason why we're not submissive as other races is because we deal with a whole lot more than what other races do. Like, we're more prone, black women, to being left with the kids, trying to maintain a household, pay the bills. So black women are naturally prone to carry the burden on their back anyway.
Right.
So no, we're not going to be submissive all the time. Not saying that we're not at certain moments, but
Right.
not all the time, because we still have to be strong at the end of the day.
Right, right. And as we still talking about the topic, you could go ahead and call in. The number's on the screen. You could chime in, give us your opinions, and let us know what you feel about it. And to just, to stay on the topic of Brian McKnight, I just feel like, what he's doing could mess up his career. And I just feel like you want to cover it up by being positive. And I just, I really want you to come to the show because I got something to say. Like, I just feel like you're fake.
Yeah.
I feel like you're fake. And his daughter didn't speak against him. The son, nobody's actually saying anything. But it's the people,
the whole
in
world
it's
seeing
the world seeing it. And I feel like people don't like the truth.
Yeah.
And it's negative. Well, the truth is messy. The truth will set you free. And nobody said the truth was cute.
And the truth is hurtful as well, too.
But the truth heals. So you talking about all these godly things. Let's see what's going on. Let's heal. Let's forgive. Let's move on. But like I said, I don't really know nothing about his current wife. I just really can't respect her when it comes to the motherhood. Because now you have a baby by him. You have a son. Oh, he did something. He did something else I didn't like. He actually changed his name. Because his son is a junior, the other one's a senior. Brian McKnight changed his name to a senior, so the little boy he just had is a junior too. So you got two juniors. So it's like to me, that's petty. It's like you already had a junior.
Yeah.
It's like he's really like, these not my kids.
Like he really cutting them off.
Cutting them off. And a lot of men do that. I'm done with the kids. I'm moving on with another woman. If we have kids by another man and we got other kids, these still our kids. We can't do what he's doing.
Yeah.
And that's why I can't respect it.
And I think that's where a lot of men get messed up and screwed up at is, okay, it's okay for you to break up and move on with your life, but at the end of the day, you can't break up with your kids. Your kids are still your kids regardless.
Right.
And just because you're moving on with somebody else, you taking the time that you could be spending and making a better relationship with your own children, and you investing that time in someone else that really don't need your time compared to your kids needing your time.
Exactly. And that's why I feel like in this situation, I just feel like, the kids always lose.
They
Nobody
do.
wins in the love war.
And that's why certain adults have trust issues, especially when it comes to being in relationships or so on and so forth, because they know how a relationship was with their parents growing up, so they carry that with them all their life.
Right, right.
And that's something that they'll never forget or even forgive. Like they might say they'll accept your apology, but they ain't gonna really forgive you 100%.
I mean, they accusing him of something major, like, that can potentially put him in jail. So it just basically, I feel like and I'm not saying who's right, nobody knows what's going on, but if somebody's accusing you of something, I would kind of want to, bring it to the scene, try to clear my name, but you're like dodging the bullet. It's making everybody feel like you're guilty of it, and then how you going about it, saying they're evil. I just feel like it don't matter. Like, I have kids. Like, my kids, parenting up and down. They might get on my nerves, but I'm not going to attack them. I'm not going to, whatever we do in the house is in the house, but the fact that you're doing it in the public, and then he posted his stepdaughter. She has her PhD. She's doing good. There's nothing wrong with the current right side of him. But he doesn't do that for his current daughter, and I think she just graduated from college too with her master's. But she didn't get the same energy.
Yeah, you didn't acknowledge her like you acknowledge your
Right,
stepdaughter.
these kids are not on drugs. These kids are not doing anything out of the ordinary. They're regular kids, beautiful kids, black kids, and I just feel like when we show our hand and we get mad, it's done.
It is.
Because it could go back to what I was saying with Jeezy and his soon-to-be ex-wife. Nobody's saying nothing about her. She could just do whatever, but let her be a black woman. To me, it would have been different. I'm just keeping it real.
It would have been different
to me.
Because the first thing a person would have said, anyone would have said was, oh, she's just mad, she's just angry. You know how black women get when you break up with them. They just turn into this, they just turn into that. But yet at the same time, you turned this woman into who she became.
Right, right.
She just didn't automatically become the person that she became out of nowhere. It gets to a point where everyone needs to take accountability for all their actions and the things that they do. Because if you can't take accountability for the things that you have done and things that you are doing, how you going to ever learn or grow from it?
Right, right.
You're going to keep doing wrong.
And Brian McKnight, if you're watching this, there's no manual to parenting.
It's not.
But to be a one-sided parent, I'd rather for somebody to be a deadbeat parent to all the kids, but to pick and choose what kids you want to take care of, what kids you don't want, and then speaking God in the same sense, It's very devilish to me.
An oxymoron.
Yes.
Pretty much, because you
Narcissist.
can't have all faith and give all praise, but yet at the same time you tearing somebody else down that's your actual blood.
Right, right. Because it's still the bloodline.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to move on from this subject. But again, if you're a parent out there, you know, through the ups and downs, don't try to publicly try to destroy your character, because you don't get a chance to always be a parent. It's like, it's one time. Either you get it, and if you don't, you still got chances. That's what the forgiveness is. It's okay to, you know, make mistakes, bump your head, but to neglect your kids and just to throw them away when they didn't ask to be here, I got a problem with it. So
Because we all fall short. Nobody's perfect.
Right. Okay, so we're going to move on, because there's enough talking about these deadbeats. But he can still sing, you know. I might be listening to him on Pandora, you know what I'm saying? But
I might be going to one of his concerts
yeah,
in the future,
I mean, I like the
but he
talent
can
side of
sing.
you, but don't expect nothing for Father's Day, sir. It's not happening. And that's on period. And that's on period. I don't care.
Boo.
But anyways, we can go ahead and introduce your topic.
Well, my topic today is living your purpose. Actually going out there living your life the way you're supposed to live your life, and believing in God that He's putting you in a better place, in a better position, in order for you to be the person that you are meant to be. Sometimes it's scary to, you know, start over and rebuild yourself back up, but at the end of the day, it's always necessary to step back, take a look, and acknowledge where you've been and acknowledge where you're trying to go as well too. Like me personally, I've been in Atlanta 2 months, and I really just came up here to focus on my career, my dreams, and my goals. And I was scared. I'm not gonna lie, I was very scared.
So it was just like a cold turkey type of move, like you just got up and...
I packed me a suitcase, bought me a one-way bus ticket, and
wow.
was here.
So how's the transition from where you, I think you said Mississippi?
Yeah, it's very different. Traffic here is different, work here is different, everything is different.
Do this alone discourage you, make you want to like go back, or it makes you more motivated?
I think it really just it depends on my mood sometimes, because sometimes I do get discouraged and I want to go back home, but then yeah, at the same time, in the same breath, I know that's not meant for me no more. I know it's meant for me to do better and greater things since I'm up here and while I'm up here, because God has been making ways.
Right.
And sometimes God will put you in a position to where you're alone and you by yourself, and that's only because He needs you to focus on Him and focus on your purpose in life.
Yes, I do believe that as well, that we all have a purpose, but just like the days that we live in, working, kids, how would you give people tips on finding their purpose? Because some people don't even know who they are, so that, you know.
And it really takes you a long time to figure out who you are. Like, me personally, I lost myself for a minute, but I'm getting myself back to the person that I used to be. You can get so caught up in everyday life, everything that goes on a daily basis, until you will forget who you are. If you're not mentally stable or strong enough to love yourself and put yourself first, you can leave yourself by the wayside.
Right.
And the one thing I can say is, it's okay to be scared, it's okay to be afraid, but don't be too afraid to where you don't take no chances for yourself. Because once you step out there on faith and you start taking chances, God's gonna open doors for you. God's gonna lead you on the right path. You just have to maintain your focus and what your priority is in life.
Okay, Sunday service, okay, Sunday service.
That was
Come
just
through.
needed to be said, honey.
And it's easier said than done, because, you know, we can write affirmations down, we can manifest things, but I feel like it's an action.
It is.
If I say, I want $1 million, okay, what are you going to do? People used to ask me that all the time. I'm like, are you hating? Are you? But no, what are you going to do? I never see nobody just sit there and just get $1 million. You actually got
Faith
to do
without
something.
works is dead.
Right.
So you have to put the effort in order to get anything back out of it. Because we can pray all day long and ask God for $1 million, or ask God to do this, ask God to do that. If we're not willing to get up out of our bed in the morning time and put our clothes and our shoes on and go out the door to go get it, then you're not going to get it.
Question. Now that you're in the light of finding your purpose, is a relationship on the to-do list, or are you more like, no, I'm not, I'm going to wait till I get there? Or do you, or you think, I don't want to miss my opportunity for love?
Yes, that's one thing I don't want to do because I've done that in the past numerous of times and it always ended not good. Whenever you sit there and you put someone else before you put yourself, it puts you in a position to not, how can I say it? It puts you in a position not to get the things that you need in life or get things done the way you need to get things done. So honestly, I'm really more focused on me and my children at this moment right now compared to any relationship because sooner or later a relationship gonna come.
That's what I'm about to say. So if love knock on the door and you in the middle, like you on fire, the kids sorted out, you living your purpose, knock on the door.
Girl, I'm jumping that rope. I'm opening that door too.
So you're a lover. I'm a lover too. I'm hopeless romantic. And that's where I feel like, oh my gosh, because I don't want to be a certain age, growing old, and it's a lot of single women here that's stable. They got they shit together in Atlanta. Pretty, nice cars, houses. They ain't got
it
the
can't
man.
be done.
They ain't got that man. They ain't got that love. They ain't got that marriage. And I feel like when you get to that point, you don't want to be too independent where you can't submit.
That and then it can also be intimidating to certain men as well too. Like if you on your grind, you on your stuff, and they say you ain't about that nonsense, and you got something going for yourself, that can intimidate a man way worse than you not having nothing.
So what about a woman that's making 6 figures and her thing is, you know, she ready to submit, but she just feel like she want a man on her level. Like, is her standards too high? Let's say, you know, nowadays it's just hard to keep a career and people losing jobs left and right.
It's hard to balance it with life.
Right.
It's very hard to balance. So you have to know what you exactly want and what you're looking for. Because if you don't know what you want, what you're looking for, then you'll settle for anything.
Right. So again, if you have any call-ins to discuss anything that we were speaking of, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next subject. The autism rate.
It's very high.
I'm starting to, because I seen something on social media. They was like, is it genetics? Is it the vaccine? Like, where? Because they keep saying they don't know where it comes from. I personally think it's genetics.
I think they're making these kids out to be very weak.
But hold on, let's let them sit for a minute. We're gonna come back. We're gonna go do our break, and we're gonna continue.
Hi, my name is Lauren and welcome to TV 1061. Join our network and broadcast your film live across the continent. Come to our studio and film and stream your TV show, sitcom, and showcase and broadcast it worldwide. Combine multimedia with your live stream. Independent filmmakers show your movie and afterwards interview your cast live. Sponsors, advertisers, I'm talking to you. This is your chance for global exposure. These are exciting times that we're in. Traditional TV is but a thing of the past. TV 1061 is on the Roku platform. Roku is an industry leader in internet TV. It has a viewership of 53 million and counting. It is the most popular and fastest growing internet TV platform. If you are interested in developing and showcasing your movie or show, or interested in coming in as a sponsor or advertiser, please send us your contact information with a brief description of your interest to 1061tv@gmail.com. Thank you.
Greetings, Douglas County. I am Valerie Vanessa Bai, and I am vying for the position of probate court judge. With over 3 decades of legal experience specializing in both criminal and civil law, I am fully prepared to take on the role of serving as your probate judge. My core values include fairness, transparency, professional responsibility, and compassion. I am dedicated to upholding these principles in all aspects of my work. Vote for me, Valerie V. Bai, your trusted probate court judge.
Hi, I'm Unique. Welcome to Talk Show Divas on TV 1061.
Self-care is everything
And self-love is necessary.
to stay stress-free.
I agree.
Thanks for watching Talk Show Divas. Tune in to our next episode on TV 1061.
Welcome back. So before we took our segment break, we were speaking about autism. But before we start, we have a special guest in the house.
Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Thank you for having me. I've been listening in. I have a lot to say.
Okay. Well, let everybody know your name.
My name is Annette.
Okay.
Nice to have you, Annette.
Yes,
Thank you,
for
thank you.
coming on the show. We really appreciate you. So we were speaking about autism and the high rate of it, and it's like, where is it stemming from? Some people say the environment, some people say genetics, some people say, the substance used during pregnancy. What do y'all think?
I think it has all of it pertains and can have a kid to have autism. It does goes off genetics, especially if it's prone in that family member line. But it can also have an effect if the mother has been doing drugs or drinking as well too, because it goes into the baby bloodstream through the body.
Right. I would say I would lean more towards genetics because everybody don't smoke and drink during pregnancy. It could be an environmental issue, but I'm not gonna disclose that it can't come from drinking. I would say more drinking than anything, because a lot of women be like, they smoke or whatever, or drink red wine, but I'm talking about heavy drinking. So what is
Like
your take on
spirits.
this?
I actually worked at a school when I was in college, at a school with autistic kids.
Okay.
And to be honest with you, I honestly, I can't say what I think it may stem from, but nowadays I feel like they're putting too many labels on kids. I feel like at one age, my son, they were trying to diagnose him with ADHD, which may be true. They try to get me to take him, put him on medicine and things like that, and I never did it, And to be honest with you, he's now 18 and he's fine.
Right.
I'm not gonna say that he's all the way, perfect. He's a straight A student and things like that, but the labels they were trying to put on him at a younger age, I'm happy I didn't feed into it and go with the meds and things like that. So as far as autism, I'm just like, sometimes I feel like they label them, and then I feel like the moment they label them, it's now in our minds, it's in our heads. We're like, oh, he did this, oh, he's autistic, oh, she did this, or he did this, and I'm like, no.
And sometimes kids are just kids, and they will grow up out of it.
Especially boys.
Right.
And
yes.
the medicine is really what mess these kids up, because they get used to taking this medicine to try to control their emotions. So then once they get to a certain age and they grown, they're not taking the medicine no more, then they turn themselves
codependent on it.
Imbalance. They're now mechanically imbalanced because they were used to the meds, and now it's like they don't even know how to function through life anymore.
Right.
And then they end up being on drugs or alcohol because they're used to having something to control them.
Right.
Exactly.
I didn't even think about it, because most people that is on drugs usually has mental disorder or like any trauma.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, I'm not gonna say that everybody that's saying the kids have autism that they don't, because you can tell.
Yeah.
But to just label, like, I'll see a regular kid and they be like, yeah, he has autism. I'm like, what are they doing that's abnormal for you to say that? So I'm just like,
And
you
then
said,
some kids
label.
will just be very active.
Right.
And especially like in school, because they did that with my kids when they was in elementary school. Well, they won't sit down, they won't do this, they won't do that. They must be ADHD. No, they are children. A child is not going to sit in a classroom for 8 hours and don't talk, don't do this, don't do that. That's an abnormal child.
I mean, let's talk about adults not acting right. I mean, you have adults that still got anger issues or impulsive. What do they have? Oh, it's nothing. That's a child that ain't deal with the healing part.
They wasn't quick to label us when we was younger
Back in the day,
like that.
right. That's what it is too. So I'm like, is it like an experiment going on or something? Because everybody wasn't labeled, and all of a sudden everybody has autism. Right. It's not making sense.
Right.
Yeah.
And then another thing I just thought of, to me, why they're starting to label our kids is Now people get checks, disability checks for their kids.
Social
So
Security.
now it's about the money
Right.
as well. So that's another thing that I'm just like, to me, I don't 100% agree with it. I mean, I get it, but me personally, my opinion, I'm not doing it. I'm not labeling my child. I'm not doing it. I'm not putting that spell on my child, you know. And the reality is, for me, I believe in something greater than that. And I feel like even if my child did have something, I believe in prayer. I believe in healing. I believe in things like that as well. So me personally, I'm not going for it.
And then they make you feel bad. Let's say you have family members, like you see something wrong, well, maybe because you don't have the patience, because some of this kids grow out of.
Right.
Kids could stutter, and they be like, well, they gonna have speech impairment, and they never took any therapy, and they just start speaking normal. You know, some people just like develop slower than others, and you know. So to bring this up, Krishan, which is Blueface baby mother, her son. She's going viral right now. She went out to eat with the baby. The baby really wasn't blinking. Some people noticed that. The baby's not really acting. Somebody said, well, I know he has autism because the food would have been on the ground, saying that kids grab stuff and put, stuff on the ground. He's a very chill baby, is what I can say. And most autism kids are nonverbal, not speaking, before 3 years old. And she's, taking up for her son like he don't have anything, da-da-da-da. In her case, I think he does have something due to her
It's
choices.
probably not that, but it's probably
Yeah, it's
something
probably
else.
not that.
Right.
She was drinking, but she was pregnant.
People are so quick to diagnose children.
Yes.
Like, you're not even a doctor for you to diagnose, to say my child has this, my child has that.
But my issue with Krishan, let's say he doesn't have autism. Like you said, he might have something else, but you're neglecting taking him to the doctor to even see what's wrong with him.
Yeah.
That's another thing. She's like not messing with any of that. And
But
I'm
do we
like,
truly know that? I mean,
you have kids. I have kids. It's something off. It's something off.
right.
Yeah.
But I still feel like it's too soon, because how old is the baby? Like
It's like 6-7 months. He's not
6-7
sitting
months.
up. He's not crawling. You have newborn babies crawling at 2 months. These kids, to me, are very conscious, very alert kids. Something is off. And, as parents, we don't want to accept it.
Or
You
admit
have
it.
parents that didn't do anything, and the kids still come out. But she, to me, doesn't take accountability. She's one of them type of girls. And I feel like she knows it has
It's
probably
something.
stems from what she was doing during pregnancy. Even stressing out, she was in toxic relationships, fighting while she was pregnant, smoking, drinking. And the reason why people making a big deal, because at the dinner table with the baby, she said, oh, I don't smoke no more. And somebody was like, it's too late. So it's like you feeling some guilt. And guess what? We do things to our kids all the time. And that, to me, that would be a hard pill to swallow. Like, I might be the cause of it.
Yeah.
She was dealing with, Blue. It was a lot of mental. He had mind control over her. And when we stress out, I might want to take a glass of wine or something of that sort. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But when you're pregnant, ladies, it be on us. You know what I'm saying? We got to be mindful of what we do during our pregnancy, the energy we
matters.
allow. Stress can cause a lot of disorders as well. People don't look at you can lose your baby.
Yeah.
that's true.
Or your
So-
baby been born with a serious problem
Right.
because you took too much in yourself while you was pregnant.
Another thing she did after she had the baby, they had her going viral. She was holding the baby, but the baby head was leaning. And my thing is this, I'm not too fond of Krishan, but I'm not too fond of attacking her. She's a first-time mom. She's still young. And I think something wrong with her, for real. Like, mentally, she got a lot of trauma in her family. So, again, as a black community, when something is wrong, we, instead of talking about it, 'cause that's why she's being so defensive, because she feels guilty.
Right.
Yeah.
And, we can't do nothing about it. Whatever she did through pregnancy, we can't keep beating her. The baby's here.
Yeah.
But I feel like if we encourage her, like, hey, Krishan, maybe take the baby to the doctor. Those are not what the comments saying. It's saying you a deadbeat, you did it, you should know. And I'm like, I don't think she does know, because her mom had like 11 kids, and the reason she went hard and in the position she is, she said the only thing she had going for herself was sports. She was blessed to do sports, and she got, scholarships, then end up meeting Blueface, and then she started going viral. But she was still a person that grew up in a toxic
Toxic
environment.
Right. And the other side to that too, as well, is that maybe she does know what's going on, and she doesn't want to share it with the world because she's already getting ate alive about what's going now and the mistakes she's
In her
made.
personal life, you think?
And maybe she just doesn't want to share it. So that's the other piece of it as well, is maybe she does know and she doesn't want to share it, because I've noticed that she's not even really on social media as she was before. She's kind of toned it down a notch. She's not as vocal as much anymore. She's now into the sports. I really rarely see her post a baby as well. So,
and when she do post,
Right.
this is what she gets.
right.
And like you said, if she don't want to, tell us, it's nobody's business.
Right.
But being in a position, once you're famous, once you go viral, all that, get out my business, that's how you became famous.
Right.
Yeah.
You became famous because you put us in your business.
Right.
So my thing is, I feel like if she knows something is wrong, I will go ahead and reveal it to the world so y'all can, because I mean, only a cruel person gonna make fun of somebody that has autism or ADHD or whatever, because it's not the kid's fault. But I think the pushback is you claiming there's nothing wrong with the baby. And maybe nothing is wrong, but I see a lot of delays. I'm not gonna be fake. I think something is wrong, but I could be wrong. Who knows? This is something that she would have to do. And the crying, it's just like stuff that sounds abnormal as a newborn baby. The crying is not normal. And a lot of people that comment are nurses, and they saying, yeah, we can help you. Some people are trying to help her, but when a person's in denial and a touchy subject is your kids,
Right.
you can't tell nobody. I used to be a pre-K teacher, and I'm with the kids for 8 hours telling the parents, okay, this kid can read, this kid can't read. Oh, well, maybe because she needs the one-on-one, and sometimes it's the one-on-one
Ain't gonna work.
the kid just don't have it, and it's okay.
Right.
It's okay. And I remember the lady, her daughter, and she was one of my favorite students. She had a speech impairment, and I told her mom, she was young, she was very mad, like damn near cussing me out, but I'm still keeping professional. She went to get her help, and then she came back and apologized, like, and it makes you feel like you're a bad parent or a bad mom.
And that's one thing
dad.
we don't like to see or hear.
Right, right.
That we're not being a good parent or we're not being a good mom and a good dad, because it just does something to you on the inside. So if we find out there's something wrong with our kids, we do be in denial a lot of times,
Right.
and we don't want to accept the fact that it might be something wrong with my child. Because how do you address it and how do you handle it if it is something wrong with your child?
Right.
Because the wolves gonna come out once you notice it and you accept it and you try to handle it. Family members will
Yeah.
come at you, friends will come at you, and they'll address you like, well, you knew something wrong with your child previously, you just didn't take the time out to go take your child and get your child help.
Right,
But yeah, at the same time, I really didn't want to accept that it was something wrong with my child, so pretty much I was putting my emotions and my feelings ahead of my own child
Right.
well-being.
Which is selfish.
It is.
It's selfish. I mean, even if our feelings hurt, it's selfish. If, I'm not really good with, because boys are just, I got 2 boys, so I feel like they hyper, and when they was younger, it was the same thing, ADHD, this, and that. I'm like, I'm a young mom, I just thought, and I'm like, nah, I can't do it, because it could turn them to a zombie, also your whole personality, like, you might not even recognize your kid no more, and I'm like,
Have you seen kids on that medicine, like when they at home, they take their medicine, they just sit there and they just sit in their room and just be looking at
but
the
that's
wall.
what they want. They want them just to sit there. That's the whole point, because you might be too hyper, and that might be that personality. That might be that whole career. We don't know.
Yeah.
Might be an actor. We don't know, but
And it
Yeah.
stems back to the teachers as well, because the reason why most parents are going to get their kids tested as well is because the teachers are complaining.
Referral.
I'm an education major, so I've done a lot of studies about kids and how they act, and that's kind of where my opinions and my experience is coming from. But what I've noticed is the teachers, they may be annoyed with a child, and then they have these reports, oh, he won't sit down, he won't do this. So now the counselor is calling them, oh, you need to get your child tested, and it goes on and on and on. But
Right.
everybody is different. Some kids learn in different ways. Some kids are visual, some are hands-on. Like, everyone is different. Every child is different. And as an educator, I've learned that, to me, a good teacher is going to see how can this child learn best and go from there, instead of just automatically, oh, they won't sit down, they won't write when I say write, they won't color when I say color. Everyone learns in different ways, in different forms. It's all different. And now
Right.
the education system is black and white. We're doing this, this, and this, and
Right.
this. And
No.
that's how teaching is now. They have to have a plan, and you got to teach math today, and in 30 minutes we have to go on to the next subject.
Right.
It doesn't matter who understood it or not.
right.
Gotta move on
But
to the next lesson.
so it to me, it's like it's deeper than just this, and then it's just like, then when they go to the doctor, of course, they want to make money. So yeah,
Right.
your child is this, your child is that. We need you to go buy this medicine. So I'm just like, it's our system is just not.
And
It's just
then,
not the same.
and then another thing is the school would tell you, or the counselor would tell you and suggest for you to go get your child evaluated, and you get your child evaluated, and they tell you that your child is ADHD, so on and so forth. And if you refuse to give your child the medicine, the way the system is set up now, they can have child protective services
Right.
because now that's child abuse, as they
Right.
say.
Child neglect. That's
Right.
Mhm.
Yep.
So it's kids that's on medicine right now that really don't need to be on medicine, but now parents are afraid to even be a parent, you might as well say, because we have all these different areas and scenarios that got us.
Right.
And a lot of things have to do with their diet.
Yeah.
Eating all this candy, okay, the kid's crying. If you busy, you a mom, and you trying to do, you can have some, and you know they might be hyper because they eat a lot of sugar.
Melatonin with
Yes.
I never. I
ain't
mean,
never
I
used
never
that.
gave my kids.
Get
that,
your
but I
ass
hear
and go to
about it.
sleep.
Right.
Go to sleep. Like I feel like people are. Granted, parenting is hard. I feel like people are tired. We're tired. We're in a recession. Things are high, and it goes back to what you were speaking about earlier about purpose. Being an educator, to me, that would be your purpose, but it seems like they're not in it for it. It's just a paycheck, you know, just trying to get it how you live.
Right.
And everybody's getting away. That's what I was speaking on about the purpose, getting away from purpose.
Right.
If we get back to what's the purpose of me being a doctor? What's the purpose of this?
Right.
I think we'll get back to having the correct human experience and caring. Like
Yeah.
it won't be just about the money anymore. It's just I just feel like the system just need to
It's
go
about
ahead and
the dollar.
crash. It needs to crash
Right.
and start over because it's outrageous at this point.
Everything's about a
Yes.
dollar.
Right. So we're gonna move forward. I know we was talking about a lot of touchy subjects today, but we got to keep it real. I mean, when you have a platform, you got to speak the truth because it's people that don't have nobody to speak to and vent. So at least you know if you need to call in, speak to us about anything, you're able to do that. So the last topic that we're going to be discussing today is feminine energy.
Awesome.
Feminine energy. ladies, let's speak on it because we got two different type of women out here, masculine women and feminine women.
True.
It definitely did a split. I will say, back in the day with our parents, women were very submissive. And then it didn't matter the race. They was very submissive. They liked cooking and cleaning, doing all of that. But it was providers. It was different things that's going on. I feel like now it's just two-parent homes. Everybody's working. You could be in a marriage and still feel drained, and your husband not helping you. You're still the one doing the homework, doing this, and this, and you still working.
Yeah.
So how would y'all, first of all, define feminine energy and how to maintain it in this day and time?
Feminine energy to me is getting up in the morning, combing your hair, putting your makeup on, putting on you some nice outfits, some nice shoes, because to a woman, it makes you feel so much better when you look better.
Yes. Okay.
And when you don't feel good and you wear some sweatpants and a bunny on your head to go to the gas station, that energy seeps out as well too.
Well, some people still be feminine with a bonnet. You could look pretty dressed up and be masculine. I think it's more like internal. Like where you been at, where you at mentally. What's your take on it?
Right. I'm more so internal. How you feel on the inside, your mental, doing your. Oh my gosh, I can't even think of what I'm trying to say. I am beautiful. I am smart. Things like that.
Feminine energy is submissive as well. So we're speaking about relationship.
Yeah.
How would you bring your feminine energy? What would be your feminine energy? This is your first date. What would you bring to the table? This is first time seeing you, and you want to release your feminine energy on a blind date or something.
I would say my personality. Pretty much just speaking positively, encouraging myself and whoever I'm on a date with, encouraging them as well too, and just letting them know that, I am a woman, I am beautiful, I am prideful at certain times, but yet I still know how to humble myself.
Okay. What about you? You went on your first date and you're trying to release feminine energy.
I would say, probably. I don't know. It's a good question. Probably just being myself.
But being yourself could be masculine.
I mean, I guess it's just depending on where it's coming from or how they feel about it. Because I guess depending on who you're dealing with, they may not know the difference. So I guess
Exactly.
in a sense it might be to each its own. But I always say come as myself. I feel like I know how to be a woman. I know how to be a great partner, a future wife, a great parent. So to me, it's just.
But
being
it's how you
yourself.
feel. So what makes you? Because there's girls that struggling with it. Because I'm an alpha woman trying to learn feminine energy. And and I'm asking because there's a lot of women that don't have it. Had to be like, no, growing up with no father. I don't think nobody wants to be masculine. If you're a woman, you sitting pretty. We supposed to be sitting pretty cute,
Yeah.
But life happens. So when I'm really asking, like, how do you? If somebody's trying to say, I want feminine energy, you can say all day, I'm a good woman. In their mind, what is a good woman? Like, what is a good woman that is feminine? To me, it's listening, being respectful, and encouraging.
Oh,
We
we
have
have
a
first caller.
Hope it ain't a bill collector.
Thank you for calling TV Divas. This is Angel. Talk to us.
Yes, this is Al.
Hi, Al.
How y'all doing today?
Hey,
Wonderful.
What's going on?
I was just watching. I want to say that you guys are doing a good job.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was watching, and well, I'm new to this country, so how do you say feminine and masculine
Okay.
is part of both male and female, right?
Right.
How do you say? Well, in my country, it is not permissible for men to be feminine and for female to be masculine. So, I guess here is I'm confused. How do the women be masculine?
It's very easy. A woman can be very masculine. It depends on what she's been through and what she's going through and how she has to deal with life on a daily basis, because a woman can sit up here and go to work and work 7 days a week, 10, 12 hours a day, just like a man can. So that has kind of changed her feminine side to a masculinity side, because now she had to step into a role of a man instead of being the role of a woman.
Yes. And I also have something to say. I know you said you're from another country and the men are not feminine, but wouldn't that be considered emotional support that men needs, like encouragement? So should men still, not saying that you're supposed to be feminine, but should accept your soft side, is what I'm saying, instead of being just too hard like macho man?
Well, how you say? You say macho?
Yeah, it's kind of like alpha. Like, it's okay to be soft, because when you saying feminine, are you disregarding a man that's soft and sensitive, that just need, moral support or, emotional support?
Well, I think a man, he has a bit of feminine, right? But not more than he needs is to be man.
Okay.
I'm confused about American culture. I think is what I'm getting at.
Well, I feel like we're in the American dream. Like you said, some of them foreign girls are not working.
Yeah.
they're very submissive, and I think it does, like you said, it take a tone because back in the day we wasn't even allowed to work. It was abnormal. It was like only like men type of jobs, and then we had to become like the teacher, like right. So I think it's just a big transition, and I do agree, and that's what I spoke about earlier. Foreign are more submissive, and I wish that we come back to being like that. And I'm happy that Brian McKnight, ex-wife, is still in her feminine energy. She's acting according, because she's in the public eye. So I guess if we start seeing, to answer your question, sir, if we could continue to start seeing women that's doing it and put that in our mind instead of seeing the sexy reds and the women, y'all showing too much, but yet you want to be loved. You want to be a city girl, you want to be a wife. Because to be a wife, you have to be feminine. You have to be, you know how to control yourself, because anything else is masculine.
Yeah.
So I just hope that, that we start taking heed, including myself, because I am battling between being masculine, being too independent, to being feminine. Just let him handle it.
It's a battle in itself.
Right. But the first thing is getting out of denial. So if you are masculine as a woman, I feel like you got to understand it's not normal. Just like a man being too feminine, that's borderline gay.
True.
And sometimes our masculine, us women acting like that, I mean, we've been through certain situations. Brian McKnight, even though the kids are now adults, in a sense, you're disowning your kids.
One of his sons are gay.
Where does that leave us?
And one of his sons are gay, too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. But, I mean, it's just situations like that. Where does it leave us when the man leaves us with the kids by ourselves? How are we supposed to act? I mean,
Right.
Is there a certain way? Is there a guide?
Right. Because at this moment, you got to be the woman and the man. Because especially if you're a woman and you have sons, you still got to teach your son how to be a man, because they don't have that man influence around.
Right. And for the caller, again, thank you for calling in. But I think, go ahead and answer your question. I think it's just the American system is broken, because in other cultures, they could go through the same thing we go through, but they stick together.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't stick together as a black community. Right.
Either.
But they still go through stuff, but they still stick together. No matter, the husband could be cheating, the wife doing this and that, but they stick together. I feel like, just like I was talking about the Krishana, if her son does have autism, we're attacking her.
Right.
And I just feel like we as Americans need to get back to being about the family.
Because we're so quick to run away now.
Run away.
Drop the bag and
put
just
the man
go.
on child support, throw him away, find another man. And it's like, child support is another system. It's like we keep opening up doors of systems, and it's problematic at this point.
Because it's not really solving anything at all. It's just adding to the problem.
Right. So, Aladdin, did we answer your question?
Yes, pretty much. Yes.
All right. Again, thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You
You
too.
too. So we definitely got the male energy, and it's good because a lot of men are confused. Because I'm looking up, like, how are these, a lot of transvestites, like, what is going on? It's broken homes, y'all.
And then,
It's
know
a
what
lot.
else? It's also our upbringing and what we've seen our parents and our grandparents, because we all have different backgrounds.
Yeah.
So for me, as I was saying earlier, I'm being myself, but when I really think about it, I'm like, it kind of stems from how I saw my mother act towards my father. So that might be what, where I got that from.
Right.
So upbringing, what I saw my parents do, how I see my mother act. I feel like my mom probably was very, had that energy that a woman needs to have as a wife, and I guess that's where I get it from. But to me, I'm just being myself. You may have seen something different, so maybe that's why you may feel how you feel,
Right.
So that also might be a stem, just the upbringing, what we saw growing up, how we seen our parents and our grandparents, how they acted as well.
Right. And I think a woman that's masculine dealt with so much, and they're really scared to, let
Let
go.
go.
And
Let
the
that
women
go
that's
down.
feminine, they keep hope. Even if, like you said, your mom did all this, maybe it wasn't appreciated, but she still remained in her feminine energy, because a feminine woman has hope. A woman that's masculine already gave up hope. If I could say between the two, because you already be like, I already seen it done before. But don't neglect that a feminine woman ain't been through it neither.
Right.
Yeah.
She has been through it, but she's staying in her feminine
Right.
energy.
That's
You see what I'm
true.
saying?
That's true.
Because I could be masculine, you could be feminine, but do that mean you don't go through nothing?
True.
You see what I'm saying? So it's just staying in your position, like
Maintaining, you
maintaining.
would say.
If you're born a boy, be a boy, because that's what's going on. It's too many broken homes. And again, social media is crazy. And, you know, love is love. I get it. But it was these two couples, two male couples, you know, married, whatever. Gay marriage is cool, whatever. They adopted two little boys. What are you raising your kids to be? You see what I'm saying? When the kids start getting involved, like I don't have no problem with, you know, gay marriage, whatever, but it's what the kids get involved.
Yeah.
It's like nobody knows the position, so it just, the system needs to go ahead and crash. I really think social media needs to crash. Like a lot of things, we need to get back to picking up the phone, happy birthday, how are you? Because you see somebody on social media, it's done. So when people talk about what happened to the American family, social media, everybody's in competition. Nobody trying to stay in their position. I mean,
everybody's so quickly to fold nowadays.
Right. And you ain't got, I mean.
And with social media, it's always something else out there that's better than what you got.
Or you might see a woman doing better, like, well, I don't think I'm a good mom. Or a man like, well, Nick can't got all these kids, but he taking care of them. Okay, you financially might not be the same, but you can still be involved with your kids.
Yeah.
So you got people that got money, like Brian McKnight. What's your issue? What's your problem? See, now I think the season we enter is the healing season.
Yeah.
And the ugly truth is a beautiful thing. So a lot of things coming out, you might be saying like, girl, I can't believe this happened. It probably been happening for years.
Just didn't
The
see
truth
it.
is gonna set everybody free. So I really just feel like the system's gonna crash, and it needs to. So everybody can get back to purpose, mental stability, figuring out what's going on with them, you know, things of that sort.
Pretty much a reset.
Okay. So to wrap it up, what subject that we talked about, what topic we talked about today is like, you know what, I'm gonna reflect on that.
To be honest, mine would have to be, I would say, the Brian McKnight situation, because as parents, nobody's given a brochure or a guideline on how to be a good mother or how to be a good father. We're learning as we go as far as being with parents, just like our kids is learning as well on how to be kids.
Right.
So my reflection is apologizing to my children when I'm wrong and acknowledging my wrongs when I do it.
I agree.
For me, reflection, I'm going to dig deeper into my purpose. Something hit me when you talked about educators. You were saying you feel like, we were saying like the education system, certain systems aren't how they used to be, and people are just doing things for money. Like now everything's about money. I went to school to be a teacher, and to be honest with you, I love kids. I love teaching, but I got out of it because things are changing. It's so black and white. It's so we're doing this and that, and I didn't like that because I don't agree with it. But when I think about it, sitting here, I'm like, you know, the education system needs people like me that want to try to go back and who will fight for certain rights or guidelines to help kids who just really just need a little extra help, or just need a little redirection, because most teachers, for them, it is all about the check for them, or they're stuck in their ways and they don't want to change, or whatever the case is. So for me, it's getting back to my purpose. It's something I'm gonna reflect on.
All right. Well, thank you. And again, to the special guest, thank you.
Yes,
Annette,
thank you for having me. I love
Sunday
listening
church.
in. I'll definitely come back again.
Okay. Well, again, thank you. Tune in every Sunday between the hours of 3 to 4 Eastern Time. And welcome to Talk Show Diva. We see you next week.
Bye.
See you later.
Hi, I'm Unique. Welcome to Talk Show Divas on TV 1061.
Self-care is everything.
And self-love is necessary.
To stay stress-free.
I agree.
Thanks for watching Talk Show Divas. Tune in to our next episode on TV 1061.
Greetings, Douglas County. I am Valerie Vanessa Vai, and I am vying for the position of probate court judge. With over 3 decades of legal experience specializing in both criminal and civil law, I am fully prepared to take on the role of serving as your probate judge. My core values include fairness, transparency, professional responsibility, and compassion. I am dedicated to upholding these principles in all aspects of my work. Vote for me, Valerie V. Vai, your trusted probate court judge.